Hello, everybody. How are you doing? um, I'm just really grateful to be here with you today on a beautiful day. I'm hoping that the camera is picking up as it should. I'm just going to pull you a little closer to me. That's better. So here we are, and the new moon in Taurus has literally just been born about 15 minutes ago or 14 minutes ago. And within the next few hours, we're going to have Uranus moving from Aries into Taurus. Uranus. So I can't help myself. Uranus, if you're American. So we have a massive change upon us because the last time this planet, slow-moving planet, changed signs was in 2010, I think, maybe earlier than that, and that it's going to change signs again in 2026. So a long time away from now. Hello, Danny. Welcome. Lovely to see you. So what I have planned for you today is a really beautiful co-creation meditation. And just before I start that, I like to go through a little bit what Tanaz writes in her Forever Conscious blogs about the energies, the astrology, the numbers of the month. And also I have taken today from Sarah Verber on YouTube and her Unimaginable Horizons. So, what I do is I kind of feel into what's going on, and then wherever I'm inspired to sort of listen to what other people are tuning into, I do. But essentially, if you joined me for the full moon meditation that we had a couple of weeks ago, we were dealing with some really, really intense purging energies in Scorpio. So hello, Hope. Rosie glows in somehow. I think that's me. And hello, Cherie. So we've had a lot of change. We've had a lot of purging going on. And before I really get started, I hope you've got a notebook and pen, and just to check, you've got your crystals with you as well. I've got a whole array of crystals with me today, and I am drinking my lovely cacao. But if you remember, what I was talking about 2 weeks ago was the feeling of anxiety, that there was this tremendous sense of anxiety that was both collective and personal. And for me, my thymus gland was really overactive. Now, if I look back, I was eating more raw cacao than I usually do, and I was drinking more coffee than I usually do. So there is a physical relation there, but you can also question why I was drawn to do that at the time. So everything's linked up. But what I have found has helped so much, and I want to share it with you because we are in changing times, and that's what the theme of today's new moon meditation is. These doTERRA oils, phenomenal, particularly peace. I have to thank Susie Jones for letting me know that this one's brilliant for calming the thymus gland down for her, and it really worked for me, really calms me down if I've had too much theobromine or caffeine. And console is amazing when you're feeling like, oh, I can't deal with any of this. Mummy, where are you? Absolutely beautiful blend. And Hope, hey Hope. This one is, it's an amazing oil on many levels. I mean, all of the proceeds that are taken from the sale of these oils actually goes to a charity that is dealing with sex trafficking of children. So it's a wonderful cause, but the oil smells amazing. So the oil is really for when you are feeling hopeless, absolutely despairing, and that really works well. So I would encourage you to consider what your arsenal of tools are for these changing times, because we are in changing times. And these changing times are going to be demanding of us to get more and more aligned with what is essential. Okay, allowing what is no longer essential in our lives, superfluous to our needs and to our progress and to the most graceful and easy way of moving forward, to slip away. And that means letting go of stuff. One of the biggest changes that we're all facing at the moment is to stop looking outside of ourselves towards external security, whether it's money, whether it's our job, whether it's a relationship, a marriage, a mortgage. But the conditioning says we need to create this external security in order to feel safe. And there is, we need shelter, okay? But If we don't feel internally safe, it will not matter, hello Beatrice, how many material things we accumulate to try and make ourselves feel safe. We will never feel safe. So you have very wealthy people who are stuck in lack mentality, just like you have very unwealthy people in money, love, health, time. So I'm going to remind you again of the prosperity challenge. That is the new moon star salutation prosperity challenge. That is my free gift to you if you subscribe to my Rozy Glow website, not YouTube channel, because it's new moon today. So you've got a wonderful opportunity to see whether you want to clear something regarding your relationship with time, with money, with health, with love. It works on all levels. And also, I'm inviting you to challenge the belief that successful people are the people that have achieved things materially, because you can get right up to the top of material success, but actually be incredibly unfulfilled and unhappy and unhealthy, actually. So what we're looking at here with this new moon in Taurus is basically starting to cultivate this inner security. And Kai Pacha said some lovely things about this in his last astrology report, so last week's. I encourage you to check it out, because he was talking, instead of us being unyielding and kind of, you know, bracing the storm, it was about being able to harness the energies of change to allow us to move in the direction that is most auspicious, most aligned with our highest intentions. So I'm inviting you to write notes at the moment as you're all joining in, and also to be drinking your cacao, so that when we get into the meditation, it's all happening. And if you haven't got any cacao, you can always purchase it from me. It's ceremonial grade cacao, so just let me know. Or you can just connect to the Cacao Diva of your own volition. So let's do that now quickly together. If you bring a hand to your heart and you hold your mug of cacao, if you've got it, otherwise bring both your hands to your heart. Just allow yourself to close your eyes. And welcoming into your heart and into your cacao cup the energies of this new moon in Taurus, and also inviting the magic of the Cacao Diva into your mug. And just as you invite that in, allow yourself to invite the feeling of connecting with this magic as you breathe more deeply into your heart space, your heart center, your chest. And as you breathe out, send your breath all the way down your body, down through your feet, down into the earth, connecting down about 3 foot deep into the earth where your earth chakra is. And as we do this, we connect to each other through the crystalline grid that is connecting all of us light beings together. So hello through my feet. Hello to your feet. And just as we're bringing this lovely energy down to the earth, Mother Earth, Gaia, is offering us her latest upgrades, her latest activations, her latest shifts in frequency through our feet, so we can breathe in and draw them up through our bodies, so we get the downloads, the activation codes we need to feel more grounded, feel more secure, feel more stable, feel more centered. And take this energy all the way up through your body and out through the crown of your head, connecting up to the sun, and knowing that our sun, our local source point or local source center, will take this energy of Gaia, ascending Earth, up to the source of all that is. And now you can become aware of your sphere of compassion that's always surrounding you. We each have our own sphere, and then all of our spheres are interconnected. So just activate your sphere of compassion. And know that as you've activated your central core line and also the outer parameter of your energy field, which is your sphere of compassion, you're also now able to feed the outline of your physical body. So allow the core line to keep feeding you from source and from Gaia while we're talking, while we're drinking, so that the outline of your physical body is strong and glowing, and also the outline of your sphere of compassion is strong and glowing. So just notice which one of the two needs more of your attention, sphere or outline of body, and take your direction, take your attention there, intending that the core connection that you've just made will strengthen that outline for you, that energetic boundary. And boundaries are a very big part of us being able to be open to change, is knowing our own boundaries and stating them. Good. So inviting now the Cacao Diva to bring her own magic in, so we know that she connects us to balance and harmony wherever it's needed in our psyche, in our emotional state, in our bodies, our spirit. So just nodding your head, bowing your head to your lovely heart where she is always present, and inviting her to awaken within you. Whatever insights and guidance and awarenesses are needed to support you in this next cycle of the moon. And then very gently start to breathe yourself back. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. I'm so good at doing that at the moment. Blessing myself with cacao. So hello Yanni as well, lovely to see you. So while I'm redistributing my cacao dosage, a couple of housekeeping things, and really I'm hoping this will be relevant to everybody who watches the replay as well. But one thing is that this new GDPR thing has come in, which means that anyone who's subscribed to my website will need to look out for their emails and tick their preferences for communication. So I won't be able to communicate with you past the 24th of May unless you actually respond and you state what you would like to receive from me. So I hope you'll want to receive everything that I send, because I try and send a lot of free stuff. But please, will you just make a note to check your emails, check your spam, your promotions. If you've signed up to the Prosperity Challenge before and you don't think you've received the email, check your promotions, check your spam, because it may well be there. If it isn't, please contact me and I'll make sure that we sort that out for you. Also look out for GDPR emails. Other things that are happening. So the new membership program that I'm offering is going to be starting on Wednesday, the 6th of June. This is from it's going to be from 8 to 9:30 p.m. Or 8 till 9, but we'll go over if we need to with questions. It's £49 a month for the early adopters, and the bare minimum prerequisite for it is that you have done the Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me digital program. Now that is £597, I'm just telling you now, but if you want to be part of the Rise membership, so if coaching's not an option for you at the moment budget-wise, but you'd like to be able to be part of the Rise membership program where we meet online twice a month and practice our co-creation skills and actually learn more about our multidimensional nature and how to co-create in all realities that we experience, then that's what the Rosy Glow Intentional Soul Explorers is all about. But you will need to have purchased the Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me program, digital program, as a bare minimum, and start working through it so that you're ahead of the game when we start in June. Now, I am making an offer now that no one in my team knows about yet. If you do decide to purchase the Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me program, and you haven't already, I'm going to gift you 2 months of the membership free. Okay, 2 months free. So you're going to basically save nearly £100 on the course. So I hope this will inspire you to join and to see therefore how the program will work for you, because it will support you through the work that you'll be doing on the digital program. So that's an offer from me. And also, if you'd like to know more about it, then get in touch and we'll book a breakthrough call. Also, remember my coaching is available. So if you are interested in the next round of coaching, it's not going to start now. We're in May, June, July, probably until September, early September. So if you would like to take part in the next round of co-creation coaching, reality crafting, then please get in touch. And there's an option for group coaching and one-to-one coaching, depending on what you would like to do. So again, I will offer you a free breakthrough call if you're serious about either one of those. And finally, as I said, it's the new moon. So this is the time to actually get into subscribing to Rozy Glow website and get the Prosperity Challenge, the Star Salutation Prosperity Challenge, because this is your opportunity as you set your new intentions. And today we're going to set a really beautiful intention. You can program that into your Prosperity Challenge. And, you know, in the end, what do you count prosperity as? It's really subjective. You get to define it. It's really important to set an intention for the challenge. You follow it for 28 days. And if you haven't seen the results you want yet, you do it for another 28 days. Keep following the new moon cycle until you see the results, and it really does clear the blocks if you do it diligently. Okay, so there's a little tapping practice, and there's also a star salutation, which once you've learned it, you can do it in 5 minutes. So really easy stuff. But this is the thing, this is what we're being required to do at this time, is to start to develop disciplines that are not too taxing on us. If you think of New Year resolutions, you know, you have a whole list of things that you're going to be doing, and we fall short because it's too much. So just setting a daily discipline like the Prosperity Challenge, or and you know, Rise membership or coaching, this helps you to really get on purpose, so that you get really strong about what you're about, really focused about what you're about, and you can allow the other things to fall away because you feel supported to do so. It's the difference between being blown about by the winds of change and actually using the currents of energy to bring you into the eye of the hurricane, so you can hold your center, whatever's going on around you. I'm really good at doing that in the environment I've created for myself, but I'm still learning to step out into what I call the war zone, which is essentially any big city, and hold it there. But this is it. This is also about not apologizing about what you are. You know, I don't want to be in the city. I want to be on my hill, and I want to transmit the energy that I offer, because this is where I like to be. So as much as possible, you co-create what you want, the vision of what you want, and anything you need to deal with in the meantime that's preventing you from having what you want is your discipline, is to work through it diligently, humbly, respectfully, knowing that you're working towards a longer term goal. Okay, so I hope that will inspire you to get going with the star salutation. And I have a pretty please for anyone who watches this. In order to help me to be able to keep these meditations free, would you please subscribe to Rozy Glow Facebook page if you haven't, subscribe to me on YouTube, subscribe to my website. That really helps me to be able to cultivate a following that allows me to be able to do this stuff for free. So I'm really grateful to you. We are a collective of energy. I want to reframe following. I don't like that word. It's more about tapping into a frequency that we all share together. That is something that I tapped into and I share with you. So this is a co-creation circle, a tribe, okay, that I'm asking you to join me officially, formally, you know, stepping up, stepping into it. Okay, so I'm aware time is whittling on, so we're going to get on with our meditation in a sec. Let me just look at some of these trigger words for you so we can look at what's going on. So this new moon is all about new beginnings, lots of change. We really need to practice surrendering to change. And the shifts that are coming along may bring sudden changes in our lives. So the way to deal with this, or if a sudden change has already occurred, is to cultivate acceptance and understanding. So accepting what's going on rather than resisting it. Resistance of what is actually occurring contributes to so much suffering, just as desire for what we do not have, as though it is somehow unavailable to us, also contributes to suffering. So you might want to write down the question, in what ways do I contribute to my own suffering? I invite you to think about that. In what ways do I contribute to my own suffering? And this is not so that you can beat yourself up, it's so that we can put them in the sphere. Okay, so you can ask yourself that question, in what ways do I contribute to my own suffering? One thing that my team recognized, and actually one of my clients came back with in her feedback as well this week, is that it's very easy for us to forget to focus on celebrations and what's going on well first. You know, our need to do and to problem solve can really lead us into constantly looking at where the perceived problems are in our lives rather than what's actually working, what's good. And that's a huge thing if you want to flip the suffering. Hello, of course you're here. It's to be able to, quit the whole sort of focusing on the negative and go into the positive. So Lavender says meditation time. So what else? New moon intention really is to focus on things moment to moment and surrender to whatever comes your way. This will help to restore a sense of peace. So I'm going to take this to another level. I'm going to say, let's set our intention for what we want, and then be in the present moment and surrender to whatever's happening in the moment, so that you can then find acceptance to what's in the way and find ways that don't pull you out of your center, but allow you to harmonize your brain with your heart, and your soul intention, and to find solutions to what seems to be the challenge. And there is always a way if everyone's heart softens, but usually when a challenge comes up, and I've been faced with many different, at least 4 big scenarios where I've had to practice tough love and actually state my boundary and where I'm just too uncomfortable to go further. So I'm inviting you to be able to, just honor yourself in this and play with this edge of balance between acceptance and surrender. So what do you have to accept? What can you surrender to make that a little easier? And what don't you have to accept? Where's your boundary? We're co-creators on this planet. We don't have control over everything, but we do have control over how we respond, we react, we think, and we feel. So this is where, if you know you need to do some inner work, please get in touch, because I'll be delighted to support you with whatever various things I have on offer. Now, by focusing on what's in our control rather than what is not, and by becoming aware of our feelings, thoughts, and actions, we can feel more at peace with our lives and open to new possibilities. It's not about fighting change right now. So whatever change is going on is going to be about heightened creativity. And we're looking here at paving the way for some big cosmic shifts and changes. So what big changes do you want in your life? That's another question. What big changes would excite you to see? Like, what are the big changes you would like to see in your life? Write that down. So very potent beginning to the new year, really. It says here, one of the most potent new beginnings we will experience all year, because Uranus shifts into Taurus on the same day. So when a big planet like Uranus shifts signs, it brings a new energy to work with that is especially true, seeing as the new moon is in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is all about finding security and stability, and especially with regard to health, family, and money. And as we've just said, the only way to do that in a way that can consistently work is to make your insides feel safe, no matter what's going on the outside, so that you can always pull together the resources you need to move forward in the most beneficial direction. Sometimes we need to accept that if we're pushing against something and it's just not moving, stepping back is the only logical thing to do, to then be able to see from a wider perspective where there might be another way through or round, or maybe this isn't a place for us to get through and we need to take more steps back. And as we do, we'll see the path that we're supposed to take. So just be careful with this Taurus energy about being a bull in a china shop and absolutely insisting on things being a certain way in order to feel safe. If you can cultivate the feeling of safety in the first place, and then see how things arrange themselves around you when you anchor that feeling of safety through your body into your earth chakra, offer it through the crystalline grid to all of our community, offer it up through the crown of your head and your soul chakra, to the ethernet, the intranet's underneath, the ethernet's above. So we're feeding the collective unconscious, and also we're feeding our earthly existence. And one of the things I'm going to ask you to help me envision today is our connection to Mother Earth, because since we've been, thank you, love you too. Since we have been, I've been encouraging you not to connect to the center of the earth. We have been connecting to our earth chakra instead, because the earth is changing, it's shifting. We don't want to be anchoring into the third dimensional paradigm of this planet when we are all co-creating the new, the multi-dimensional, the fifth dimensional version of ascending earth, where all wonderful things are possible. And one of the key things that is possible is how industry is going to change. So when I ask you to contemplate unimaginable horizons, I'm going to go into this a bit more, but basically the idea here is that we've got an amazing opportunity to imagine our existing world just so much better. So I've given you the example before of gyms that instead of using up energy, where everybody is using the machines and using energy, they're creating energy through the machines. So through getting fit, they're creating renewable energy. Also, there are nightclubs where people go and dance and have a wonderful time, and the floors are basically taking the energy that's being dispelled and they are storing it. And, you know, we can take these examples and think, well, what would hospitals look like? What would schools look like? What would governments look like in this new earth paradigm? So start to imagine the unimaginable horizons. And you know you're onto something when you start to get excited about it. Please don't feel responsible for instigating all of these new things. Just allow yourself to dream them up, because you're not the only one. You're tapping into the cloud, the collective, the field. So as you energize it, other people are energizing it. And for the people whose it's their sole purpose to energize and to activate that particular thing, they're going to jump on it. The way will become clear for them to do it. So, you know, we're not all here to do the same thing. Follow your bliss. Whatever your bliss is your own unique niche, your own acupuncture needle into Gaia that helps to clear the block and anchor this new earth paradigm. So I hope this is all making sense to you and you're getting excited about it. Anything else? One of the things that this new moon is really helping us to see is it might seem like nothing's changed. It's very easy to get stuck in old stories with the energies that are around at the moment. So please practice your discipline, discipleship, your willingness to learn something through repetition so it becomes mastery. Please allow this to happen by shifting your mind all the time away from these stories that anchor unpleasant feelings and shift to what would it feel like for this situation to be sorted, to be healed, to be whole and complete, for me to feel fulfilled in this. What would it take? And usually it's to feel heard and understood, and to also acknowledge that the other person or other party feels heard and understood. Whether they agree or not doesn't matter, but feeling heard and understood is a huge need we all have. So nothing is stable. Get used to the unstableness. Get used to the idea that we do need each other. Get used to the idea that we do need to ask for help. Get used to the idea that as a collective, we're way more powerful than as individuals. But in order to be a healthy collective, we have to self-care. We have to take care of our own individual needs. We have to speak up about what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And there's no judgment on that if it doesn't suit the other person. It's just what is. Then through seeking to understand more deeply, we can find the places where we can agree to cooperate, to harmonize, or to agree to disagree. In the end, free will is still reigning supreme, but this planet is entraining into unification, into unity consciousness, where we all become the collective oneness. And this is why, when I go back to the fact that we're no longer connecting to the center of the earth as we knew it, but we're connecting to our earth chakra and then connecting to the center of ascending Gaia through our hearts. So if I am the one self I am, which is what I ask you to say, then you are the one self you are too. And I am the one self I am. I am the universe. I am Gaia. I am source. I am God. And again, I say that and I worry because of how people take it, but I am claiming my God self, my divine spark, the part of me that is creator. And I'm choosing to co-create with integrity and responsibility a vision on this planet that I feel I would like to see materialize in the physical realms. That's what we're all here to do. Okay. Anyone got anything feedbacky that they want to share while I'm rattling on? Please do. I'm just trying to think what else is there. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Last couple of bits on here. Make yourself what makes you feel secure and safe. That's going to be the lesson from Uranus. Start to pay attention to how we're all treating Mother Earth It's really important we honor the mother, or we will have an increase in challenges, earth challenges. So we want to minimize that by dealing with our own internal toxicity. And as we deal with our own internal toxicity with love, respect, non-judgment, but we choose to heal it by bringing love to whatever doesn't have love in it, then we can also start to take care of what is around us much more easily. So Uranus in Aries was all about making changes so you could step into your power and into the driver's seat of your life. Uranus in Taurus is about creating your own inner security. Now that you've stepped into your power, to keep powerful, you have to keep cultivating, keep showing up for yourself. You have to keep being the rod. I've been saying, you have to be at the helm of your own ship. And you have to align your little boat with the mothership being your soul. So, like, this is where humility comes in. This is where, when we're in fear, the ego is trying to control everything. So, self-confessed control freak here, have a history of ancestral fear and loss and all sorts. So it's taken a lot for me to keep coming to this place of personal autonomy, responsibility, showing up, accepting, speaking up, all the stuff I'm suggesting to you. So while Uranus is all about change, growth, and awakening, Taurus is all about consistency, security, and stability. Uranus longs for change, whereas Taurus longs for things to stay the same. So there will be a bit of this unifying duality again, okay? So what we want to do is to use that, I always use the analogy in yoga of muscular energy, creating the boundaries so that they're strong enough, the banks of the river, which you could say Taurus is, for the river to flow, which is Uranus, okay? All of this change, the changing river, the changing tides. So, they don't have to work against each other. Nothing has to be either or. It's and this and more. And this is how we go from opposites, from ambiguity, into wholeness and oneness. I will leave that chatter there. And I'm now going to get us into our co-creation. So the important thing here is to set our intention, okay? So I mentioned Sarah Verber and her unimaginable horizon. So what she was encouraging us to do, and she's got a lovely video on YouTube. I'll put the link in the blurb for this video, okay? Hand-to-mouth coordination, brilliant. But essentially, what an unimaginable horizon is brand new, exciting, lined up with you. You just haven't experienced it yet. So these are the opportunities. This is where you dare to dream bigger than you allow yourself. What do you want your bank accounts to look like? What do you want your relationship to feel like? What do you want your work to be about? What sense of satisfaction do you want it to give you? What are you really reaching for? If you could say, if I'm really in this life, reach for the stars and air grab, I managed to cultivate, I really managed to self-actualize what I want to, what would that be? And often it's a lot simpler than you realize, like I'm very satisfied with what's going on in my life. Yes, it would be lovely to have more financial security, but I'm learning to feel safe in the change of being self-employed. I'm learning to trust that the universe will constantly provide because I am the universe, so I will constantly provide. And now I'm learning to fine tune it so that looking at the beliefs that say I have to work incredibly hard to be able to make ends meet, that's not something I uphold anymore. So it's like, okay, how do I do what I love and see the money flowing, right? Same with relationships, whatever in your life is your truth. My truth is, I've always said I'm too busy for a relationship. My mission's more important, my purpose. My truth now is I'm ready. I'm ready to meet my husband to be. I'm ready to meet someone I can co-create an adventure with. And again, it's about being real about what you really want. Okay. So if I'm sharing these things with you publicly, I'm basically saying to you, this is what I really want. I tell myself stories so that I can be okay with what's going on now. But my unimaginable horizon is, what's this guy like, and what is it like to just be able to say, oh, I'm taking a week off. I don't have to worry about the rent, we're going to buy this place. We're going to set it up. We're going to create a beautiful community there, or we're going to run retreats. These are beyond me right now, but I'm bringing them into my consciousness. vibrant health, I have to thank Dominic Rapson. I have to thank those who have supported me towards greater health, and doTERRA as well. Like there are different ways, different strokes for different folks, but feeling full of energy, feeling energized is important. So what is your unimaginable horizon? What we're going to do today is we're going to get into the state where we start to imagine what it would feel like to have what we want, to have peeked over the wall that we currently see as our reality, and to start to explore some of these unimaginable horizons. And we're going to invite it in. Okay, we're going to invite in the things that we want. And really, we're inviting in the frequency of refreshing surprise. So rather than unexpected change, well, change is usually unexpected, not always, isn't it? But unexpected change being disasters, being terrible. What if they're delightful changes? What if they're better than, you had set course, but actually your higher self's like, nah, trust me on this. And you go, oh, okay, we're not going there, where are we going? And oh, wow, this is amazing. Thank you, higher self. You're right. I couldn't conceive this at the time, but you definitely improved on my vision. So this is where you do co-create with your God self. Your higher self is your God self. It's your divine self. So you surrender your will to divine will. You're surrendering to yourself. It's okay. It's a no-brainer. Thank you for the love, people. So then we have, once we've set that up, we're going to clear the resistance up. So we're going to clear up any fear of change, and we're going to, what's the other thing to take place? Fear of the changes that need to take place to allow these unimaginable horizons to manifest. So that's what we're going to clear up. Okay, so if you're ready, we shall begin. I can't work out which side of my hair is in front of my face. Okay, so any more cacao that you want to drink? Grab your crystal. I feel like something a little otherworldly today, so I'm going to work with my appetite. Okay, so when you're ready, we're just going to cleanse these crystals. You can see lavender's ready. So making sure that you're sitting straight, your spine is straight, and taking a moment to allow your eyelids to close. And as you let your eyelids close, notice just for a moment how busy your mind is. Well, your brain is, I should say. And just allow yourself to experience the sensation of air being breathed up your nostrils to your third eye. And then as you breathe out, sending your breath from the front of your head to the back of your head and down your spine. It's like a big question mark. We're inviting curiosity. Again, breathe in through your nose. Feel the sensation of the air through the nasal passageway, so the nostrils. What does that feel like? And taking the breath all the way to the forehead and then all the way back and down the spine. One more time, breathing in. And out. Beautiful work. Well done, everyone. So we're now going to cleanse these crystals. Just repeat after me. I cleanse these crystals to renew their power, so they may bring peace and harmony and benefit humankind. I command that all challenging energy leave these crystals and go to where it can be transmuted into pure love and light. I command that only the purest vibrations of love and light are present within these crystals. For the highest good of all, and so it is. So now reconnecting with your heart center. And I invite you to make a connection with your energetic womb. So I'm not so concerned about our gender. I'm concerned with the idea that we each have an inner cauldron, an inner fire, like an inner oven that we cultivate our hopes and dreams. And that is between the pubic bone and the navel. So just allowing yourself to breathe from your heart down to your sacral chakra or your creative womb. For women, this does actually, if you have a womb, this is where your sacral chakra is. And then allowing your awareness to remember the flow of cosmic energy coming down from source through your body into your earth chakra, and also the flow of Gaia's ascending energy moving up through your body, out through your head, down through your arms, and up through your sphere of compassion to the sun, and through the sun to the original source of all that is. So just check in with your sphere of compassion, make sure that it is as big as you want it to be, and that the physical boundary of your body feels strong. And then please repeat these words after me. I am the one self I am. I am the one self I am. I am the one self I am. I am unity consciousness. I am source consciousness. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am choosing to be sovereign. I am choosing to cultivate my own inner safety. I am choosing to be a magnet for my highest good. I am choosing to imagine what my unimaginable horizons are. I am aligning with Earth's ascension timeline. I am surrendering my personal will to my divine will. I am choosing to co-create with grace and ease. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. So just as you allow all of these frequencies to awaken an awareness of your superconscious, and you remember that you have a big sphere surrounding you, I'd like you to imagine that, or remember at least, that this sphere is a holographic sphere. Each of those little spheres that make up the wall of the sphere, they're trillions of little spheres all spinning on their own axis. They each represent a different reality, a different experience, a different potential. There are infinite potential ways for you to express yourself here in this life. And what we want to do is to express the highest expression of our being here in this life. We're here to discover our superhuman selves. We're here to move beyond our five senses into all of our extrasensory perceptions. So allow yourself the idea that it's possible to awaken a clear, a clairsentient, a claircognizant, a clairvoyant, a clairaudient skill. And this means being able to see beyond the physical eyes, to hear beyond the physical ears, to know beyond the logic of the brain, and to feel beyond the physicality of the heart, the physicality of our being. So sensing things, knowing things, perceiving things that are beyond what the physical senses can pick up. Doesn't mean they don't exist. They're just beyond the physical senses. So I'd like you just to imagine now that you are in your heart, and you're recognizing in your heart there is a whole universe. And this universe is the universe that surrounds us. And within this universe, you can co-create your reality. So as you connect now to Gaia's heart within your own heart, becoming very aware of the idea that in this ascending new earth, there is a center point we can anchor into. And it really feeds and nourishes us. And as you're experiencing this universe, and you're experiencing this planet, you're able to sort of rise up in your consciousness to look beyond whatever the current wall of your perception is. And to start to get a peek into these unimaginable horizons. What would excite you most right now? What would be a welcome change? What would be a refreshing surprise? And so I invite you to contemplate that within your own self. So what about the feelings that dominate your state of being? What are the feelings that you would like to feel from the moment you wake up till you go to bed? So how about we lead with some self-acceptance, some joy, inner peace, the ability to look for the good, to see what is working. About feelings like delight and clarity, deep knowing, purposefulness, and excitement about the road ahead. So just allow these feelings, whatever you want to claim, claim it. And then how would we like to see these inner feelings reflected in our environment, in our world? So if we've got clarity, we've got a sense of feeling safe, feeling grounded, deeply trusting life to be able to provide whatever we need in any given moment. And seeing in your environment a sense of being able to feel really at peace and comfortable at home, safe in your home. And in your closest relationships with your children, your partner, your parents, your friends, that there's a sense of respect, of joy, of clear communication. And when I talk about boundaries, just a sense of not emotionally dumping on each other, like everybody being responsible for holding their own energy, managing their own energy. And as parents, we teach our children to do that by modeling it and by helping them through challenging emotions themselves, rather than scolding them because their emotions are challenging for us. And I know I've been there many a time. So radical self-forgiveness if you've been the parent you don't want to be. And yeah, living in a compassionate and grateful and forgiving world where we start to see the changes we want to see in the world, where the environment, where humanity, where animal welfare are put forward first and foremost. That these are the first things that are considered. You know, can we give the best possible deal we can to the people that are involved in this? Look after any creatures, anything that's alive with the utmost respect and care, minimizing suffering, and leave as little a negative impact on the planet as possible. In fact, making sure that whatever impact we do leave is ultimately a positive one. So counterbalancing, transparency. Imagine a world where everyone walks around naked. That'd be a bit of a leveler, wouldn't it? No makeup, no clothes, no thanks. But this idea of being able to be in our honest truth. And let's look at money. Let's look at, just feeling so easygoing and generous about money, like really not fearing people taking, really not fearing that there isn't enough. So getting into that state that there's more than enough, there's plenty, there's an abundance of. Wonderful. Yes, I'd love to help you. How do you feel you're going to pay me back? Okay, let's create a plan together that I know is going to work. Let's support you to move through your money blocks. I've done it. I'll share with you. I'm happy to share it with you. So each one of us is teaching the other how to fish rather than handing fish out and then getting grumpy that the requests keep being made. You know, we want to empower everybody to rise out of victim consciousness, out of this idea that we need handouts. We need to rise out of that mentality ourselves and then help others to do the same by example and through skill swapping. And our health, feeling vibrantly healthy, feeling very clear about what suits us to eat and what doesn't suit us to eat. Very aware now of what we put on our bodies and in our bodies and making super, super choices for our own bodies. And just remembering that it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing, it matters what suits you. Great, so really getting this sense of feeling totally aligned, totally purposeful, totally excited. These refreshing surprises that are awaiting us. You know, dare to dream. How much would you like to see in your bank account every month after the bills have been paid? What would you like to see left over? You know, I'm going to dare to dream. I'd like to see $5,000 a month left over. What could I do with that? Wow, loads to support my vision of ascending Earth. And the truth is, I'm happy with that. For others, it might be 50,000. It might be 500. It doesn't matter. What's your thing? What excites you? And what qualities do you want to experience in your relationships that you're not anymore? If you don't have a partner, what are the key qualities you'd like to invite in? You'd like them to mirror to you. If you do have a partner, what are the qualities you'd like to awaken in your relationship with them that maybe aren't there already? I like having, I'm very tactile. I like a physical relationship. I like communication. I like to be complimented. I like to be inspired. I like lots of different types of conversations, different interests. I need quite a lot of change in my life. That's how I am. Others need things to be more or less the same. I like someone who knows himself, is autonomous, is able to create what they need. I see they're resourceful. I see they've got their life in hand. They can handle challenges. These are qualities that I see in myself, that I'm cultivating in myself. And it doesn't matter that you're spot on. It just matters that you are inspired. And remember, your higher self will bring you something even better. Great. And now just allowing this idea of love raining down upon you, to rain down upon you, to energize these beautiful feelings. And then creating a sphere of compassion in front of your face. I kind of prefer it in front of my heart, but wherever you feel you need it. And start to breathe into that sphere any known and unknown resistance to opening up to your unimaginable horizons manifesting in your life. So surrendering with grace and with ease any resistance to the changes that need to take place in your life in order to allow these unimaginable horizons. So if there are people you feel you need to let go of that are holding you back, that aren't really serving where you're at, just breathe them into the sphere. You're going to give them love anyway. So breathe them into the sphere. And then allowing yourself to breathe into the sphere any fear of change. So emotional change, psychological change, physical change, spiritual change. Just allowing any fear of change to be released on a soul level, an emotional level, a mental level, and a physical level. Letting go of the fear of not knowing well enough what your unimaginable horizon looks like. So letting go of the fear that you can't visualize, you can't imagine what you want. You don't even know what you want. The idea is just to play with ideas until you find something that excites you. Nothing's going to manifest until the energy's behind it. So just allow yourself to go window shopping, like you look on Amazon or you go into a shop, you're going to look, you'll find something you like. So just be open to looking. Letting go of the fear of getting it wrong. Letting go of the fear that if you do say yes to your unimaginable horizon, that you are going to need to let go of all of your material trappings, that somehow the things that you love, that bring you a lot of joy, that are material, are going to have to go, that you must not have anything physical, you're not allowed. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're letting go of the attachment to external security, to material security. And letting go of any of the beliefs that you still hold that keep you in a state of lack consciousness, that keep you in a state of needing to control everything in order to feel safe. So we're now commanding a complete and irreversible release, complete and irreversible release of all that no longer serves us in relation to our unimaginable horizons, the unimaginable horizons we wish to manifest. We're commanding a complete and irreversible release of the resistance to this from our cellular memory, molecular memory, atomic and subatomic memory, from the waves and particles of our quantum field and photon stream, from the physical body, pranic body, emotional and mental body, from the astral body, divine blueprint template, the celestial and the causal bodies, from our soul, from our DNA, from our ancestors, from our cellular memory. In all dimensions of our being and all directions of time. We command that this process continues until completion. Might be some more release, just give me a sec. We're releasing also from our historic. Well, that's all of our past life stuff that's in the soul. And our conscious and subconscious mind. In all directions of time and all dimensions of our being. So just imagine for a moment that you're just puking it all out into that sphere. It's all gone. And now bringing in a ray of infinite love, and the infinite love is just a pure, clear ray of light. Just bring it down through your body, let it rain down upon you, flushing through your system, down into your earth chakra, connecting us through our crystalline grid, giving us loads of power. So we're a fountain of this infinite love, bursts out of our heart and starts a beam of light into the sphere. So a beam of this infinite love light is going from our hearts into the sphere. We're overflowing with this infinite love. It's filling the whole of the sphere of compassion that surrounds you. And it's now starting to love up everything that's in the sphere, just totally spinning it and spinning around. It's just spinning all that density, pouring that liquid clear light into the center of all that density. So basically gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter until it just becomes a sphere of clear, bright light, like a crystal ball. So we're all speeding each other's creations up. Just allow that to keep happening. So just tuning into the frequency that will help us most to manifest an awareness of our unimaginable horizons. Okay, it's the ruby ray of delight. So just bringing down the ruby ray of delight. Just say 3 times, I am the ruby ray of delight. I am the ruby ray of delight. I am the ruby ray of delight. And just imagine that this ruby light is shining brightly from the inside. It's being lit up from the inside, pouring down through our bodies into our earth chakra, connecting us through the crystalline grid. And then pouring out from our hearts into the sphere in front of us. And just see that infinite love merging with the ruby ray of delight. You might get the soft pink light of divine grace, the rosy glow frequency. You might just enjoy the ruby red becoming really strong, really powerful within that sphere. And when you feel ready to step into it, just imagine a little golden arching bridge from your heart to the sphere. And as you step at the edge of that bridge, it's like the sphere comes to you. So as you step onto the bridge, you activate this reality, this truth coming towards you. So just welcome it. And as you step into it, fill yourself up so that you are overflowing and glowing with delight, with refreshing excitement of what's to come. So that you are radiating the frequency that will allow you to bring in to your life, your physical reality, your experience, your tangible experience, evidence of your unimaginable horizons, starting to manifest. And what do you do to help them keep manifesting? You focus on them, you feed them, you nurture them. You don't spend your time worrying about what could go wrong to stand in the way of this being a standard for you. So you do more clearing of any resistance that comes up if you go into fear. But for now, just really anchoring this frequency of delight, of excitement, of drawing towards you evidence of your unimaginable horizons manifesting in your physical reality. Invite it in. Allow yourself to radiate what you seek to attract. Very nice. Okay, and at the same time now I'm going to ask you please to bring down the platinum ray. So just say, I am the platinum ray, I am the platinum ray, I am the platinum ray. And just allow it to form a skin around your big sphere of compassion, containing within it the smaller sphere of compassion with you in it. Now let's expand the ruby compassion sphere so that it's as big as your big sphere. Notice how the ruby red light just expands even more, just becomes stronger, more powerful. But you're safely contained by the sphere of compassion and the platinum ray, which acts like a skin to allow into your inner experience all that which is aligned with what we've just done, and reflect out of your inner experience anything that's detrimental to our intentions today, to co-create with delight our unimaginable horizons. Very, very nice. Okay, so now we're going to anchor this. So when you're ready, just remembering that you are radiating what you want to attract. You've set course, you've set intention. You don't have to keep thinking about it now. You can just keep focusing on the good in your life and it will grow. So repeating after me, I command this process continues until completion. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. For graceful, gentle, and easy integration, expression, and manifestation. And so it is, and so it shall be. And please just remember that through calling in your God self, your higher self, you're calling in your guidance system, you're connecting to source, you're connecting to Christ consciousness, you're connecting to all of the support that's available to you. This isn't about us in our ego states doing what we want to do and screw everyone else. This is about stepping into our superhumanness and being an example. So as you breathe yourself back, become aware of the soles of your feet. Allow your focus to be on your in-breath. And do breathe yourself back to the point where your eyes gently open and you can have a little stretch. You can rub your hands together, really be in your physical body. Pet your pet if they're nearby. Beautiful. And, you know, this whole thing now is about us stepping out into the world and being this. So be it. Be your ruby sphere of delight. If anyone has any comments that they would like to make about that meditation, please do comment before we bring this to a close. I do want to just remind you of those few housekeeping things. And just before I do that, this work, so all of these I am statements, all of this co-creation work comes from the reality crafting work I learned through my teacher and mentor, Rosanna Kennedy, who is personally endorsed by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Now you can check Susanna out through susannakennedy.com. I am a part of her Light Body Adventure team, and so my membership, the Rise membership, will be disseminating information that is relevant to Rozy Glow Tribe in relation to the light body adventure work that I've been doing with Susanna the last 2 years. And also the I am statements work very much in alignment with the emotional mental detox program, which is Susanna's program. And that is part of my Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me program. So I created modules around the 6 detoxes to support us to anchor the changes in our physical reality, because the emotional mental detox is energetic, and to allow the process to be more graceful and easy, because I found I dramatized quite a lot, because that's my nature. So I created a program around the program to allow you to have a more graceful experience and to learn how to be a conscious co-creator of your reality. So please bear in mind that these meditations, they have an effect, they help you get on course, but if you really want to see deep results in your life that are consistent, it's really important to clear your subconscious programming so that it will align with your conscious will. And that's what the Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me program does for you. It aligns your subconscious with your conscious will. So again, just reminding you of my offer for any of you who want to purchase the Fearless, Empowered and Free to Be Me program. It's £597 as a digital product, available through the Rozy Glow website. If you do this and you've watched this meditation, get in touch with me and I will make sure I offer you 2 months of the membership free. So that'll be 4 sessions in total, because we're meeting every other week online, and that's the 1st and the 3rd Wednesday of every month. And what more? Please, as I said, support me to keep going by subscribing to Rozy Glow on YouTube and my Facebook page. Please like it. I need to get up to 500 likes, so please help me with that. And also my website. So if you have subscribed already to the website, look out for emails, because we've got this whole GDPR thing that we need to be compliant with. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do, and look out for emails that will ask you to let us know what you want to receive from us. So this is the perfect time to sign up to the Star Salutation Prosperity Challenge, New Moon Challenge as well. La 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 la, trying to be really on point. Let me just hear what's saying here. So Rozy Glow, aka Hope, who's in with me, buzzing, heart is pumping, ruby glow vibrating out into space, feeling very warm, light and excited. Love, love, love from Hope. Oh, that's wonderful, Hope. I'm really happy. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else have any comments they would like to make? Whilst I'm waiting for those comments, I'll say that very soon, so when these new memberships get going, because we've got another membership in the pipeline as well for people who want to be introduced to my work and maybe do a 6-week course with me online, sort of bringing you into the basics of being a co-creator of your reality, which is much more than the law of attraction. Okay. They're going to be starting in June. And so as a result of that, I'm only going to be offering the new moon meditation on my Rozy Glow Facebook page once a month. So I'm not going to be offering the full moon meditations. They'll become part of the membership package. But I am intending to start something weekly or monthly, maybe initially, every other week, possibly, we'll see, but weekly on my YouTube channel, because one of my unimaginable horizons is to have a thriving YouTube channel. So nice one, Danny. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, Rosie. Much needed, back in the room. Yeah. So basically, if you have any ideas about what you think would be a really nice weekly check-in with me on YouTube, so I could do a YouTube live stream for you every week. I've been thinking about naked truth. You know, I've been thinking about us being really okay with all of our emotions and being able to sort of start to look at more challenging emotions like anger, jealousy, frustration, you know, things that we don't like to feel because they're uncomfortable, how we can work with those. And that, you know, this whole idea of naked truth is being able to embrace the shadow as well as the light in any situation, so we can look at contentious subjects. But I really want to offer you something that you want to tune into. So if you've got any ideas on that, please let me know, especially like how long you'd like it to be, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe a bit longer than that, or whether, if there's a theme that comes to mind. And just going on to what Danny was saying here, okay, about the being back in the room. Yeah, like as I said, anxiety is really pulling us out of our center. So please keep anchoring into the soles of your feet, into your earth chakra, anchor into the crystalline grid, because every time we do that, we're strengthening the new earth paradigm. Okay, we're strengthening the ascension version of planet Earth. So we create that crystalline grid, we infuse the existing planet. So if you imagine, we're creating scaffolding around the planet so it can be reupholstered. I'm sure Hope and Cherie will get where I'm going with this. And so when it's reupholstered, you take the structure that's there will be like the skeleton, but it's all been gutted. So all of the stuff that was foundational, that was poisonous, has gone, and we've now re-established the foundations of what this planet is about, and we've held that vision through the crystalline grid. So that's how you anchor. Be really careful about the food, as I said. I've recently gone back to eating meat after years and years, since I was 12, not eating it because I've needed to anchor, to ground, to root. I'm not saying that's the right thing for you. It's been what I've needed to do, and with deepest respect and reverence, of course. The cacao, the chocolate, the treats that we love, any carbohydrate-based treats will increase your blood sugar. They will get your adrenal glands going. So, just remember, if you're feeling very flighty, to just ground, because we tend to go for things to make us feel better, and those very things could be what are increasing the sense of anxiety. So going back to the oils, peace is really good for that. Console also, and hope. So I will put a link to my retail shop if you want to purchase oils individually. But if you know that you want to get into these and you'd like to find out about a wholesale account, or even becoming part of the business opportunity that doTERRA offer, which is international and it's awesome, I'm going to be including these oils a lot more as part of my work, because they work really well. Then please get in touch with me and I'll talk you through opening a wholesale account or a wellness advocate account. I think I'm going to leave it there if I've got no more comments. So I just, again, want to express the deepest gratitude. Happy new moon in Taurus. Happy Uranus in Taurus. Happy the start of unimaginable horizons. Wonderful things that just allow us to just keep saying, yeah, baby, I love my life. It's great being me. Just when I think life can't get any better, it does. And it's that sweet spot. We've been through enough shit, Stuff happens. There's always going to be stuff happening. We can't control the fact that part of the cycle of life is death, okay? Is challenge. But we can grow from every challenge into more love. And in that, that's where the magic is. That's why it's worth being here on planet Earth right now. Despite all the drudgery and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world. Oh my God, I'm sounding like a whole load of cliches. Who am I anyway? I don't know. Right. I love you. You're amazing. Go spread the love, my friends. And please communicate with me. I want to know what you need, what you want, and what inspires you. And I want to provide that, because this is my joy. So on that level, until the full moon, so we've got one more full moon meditation that we'll be doing through Rosy Glow in 2 weeks' time. Happy planting of seeds. Happy focusing on what you want to grow. I'll see you later. Namaste. So much love.